Remember, I said the methods and results should be written together. The methods section answers the question, what did you do? It should match the results as well as the introduction's purpose statement. There should be one method for every result presented. This section allows readers to judge the academic soundness of your study. This means there should be enough detail for other researchers to completely replicate or repeat your work. This means you must reference known methods, state modifications, and see if the journal allows you to submit supplementary files or full protocols. Be sure to include all information that your reader needs to critically evaluate your study design. This is usually done in 3 parts. First, you will need to discuss who or what was studied, including the design rationale and ethical aspects, sample selection, and materials. You will then need to describe how you performed these experiments, including any controls necessary to validate your techniques, all variables, and if you repeated any measurements to increase precision. Lastly, you need to describe how you converted raw data and how you analyzed your data. You also need to describe or name all statistical tests that you used to determine significance. Again, check if the journal expects you to upload supplementary files of full methods and analyses. The methods section is often one of the first sections to be evaluated during journal peer review. If reviewers see that you did not use an appropriate and up-to-date method, they will often usually recommend that the journal editor reject your manuscript. So, it is important to write this section carefully and correctly. A word about tenses. In general, when writing the methods section, you should use the simple past tense because we're talking about methods that were already performed. However, you use the simple present tense for theoretical, computer modeling, or algorithm or equation building papers. So, just something to remember. The third question your readers want answered is what you found. This is done, of course, in the results section. So, you have already ordered your illustrations logically. These illustrations must be self-contained or standalone, meaning they can't have any undefined abbreviations or any references. Sometimes the legends or captions of these figures will highlight the main results, and sometimes they provide details about your methodology. So the text of the results should highlight key features of the illustration without simply repeating information that you could find in that figure or table. So, for some fields, logical presentation includes your initial observation or synthesis of something, then a description of its properties, and finally a test of its application or its functions. Other studies could be ordered from most to least important results, or from basic characteristics to the selection of variables to then enter into a final model. Or you can try time order, main group to subgroup analysis, or main outcome before additional outcomes. When writing your results section, don't forget to refer to all your methods and Don't copy-paste text from the methods. We also recommend that you write your results in subsections and don't repeat data from the illustration. Avoid listing details. Instead, present summaries, relationships, and trends instead. Lastly, please remember that if your journal uses a separate results and discussion section, you only want to factually describe what you found. At this point, you are not interpreting what those findings mean. Additionally, if you have extra illustrations, you can usually upload them online as supplementary files. And now, more and more journals would like you to be transparent by uploading your data files online as well. As for the methods, you can use the simple past tense in the results, unless you are explaining something in real time for the reader, like an algorithm or an equation, or if you are referring to something that is present in the text, such as Figure 1 or Table 1 shows.